I love horror and I love Christmas, so I'm gonna make my own Babadook Christmas ornament. For this project, I'm gonna use a classic technique called marquetry, which is very much like illustration, except my medium is wood veneer. I'm gonna start out by laying out my veneer packet. First off, I have to tape the back of each side to reinforce this really delicate veneer. After which, I'm going to sandwich everything up, tape them together, and add my image. And the really cool thing is, since I have 3 pieces of veneer and I'm cutting through all 3 pieces at the same time, I'm gonna get 3 different colors of each part of my Babadook. The first tool I'm gonna use is gonna be this hand drill with a number 74 micro drill bit in it. And I need that so that I can pierce into these small areas in the center of the piece, very much like using a scroll saw. And from there, I'm gonna be able to thread my 2/0 jeweler's saw blade in, and then I'll be using my fret saw to cut. I added a bit of tape here to reinforce where I've cut out, because as I'm cutting out from the center, the pieces are starting to pull away from each other. So I'm reinforcing them just like I did with the outside edges, but now it's gonna be for these inside edges. And I'm just redrawing some of the lines for my image. So I have this second image here, which is a direct copy of the image that I have on my packet. What I use that for is to help keep me organized. As I finish cutting these really, really small pieces, I will plop them down on here, and it'll help me lay out my pattern as I go, rather than scrambling to assemble everything at the end. That's not great. So I hold my breath a lot of times when I'm working on the finer details of these pieces, because they're very delicate and they're very prone to breaking. And sometimes you have to adapt and change the design to make it come out the way you'd like to see it. Because I cut the one part of the mouth too wide, I lost my line, but that's okay. Like usually I would just add new veneer and do it again. That's not happening today, so. I'm still gonna get an image. He just might look a little dopey. I mean, he's dopey anyway, right? So it's always a relief when the more delicate pieces are finally cut out and you can kind of take a breath. It's always these little areas right here that make me tense up. Babadook's ready for glue. All right, so my next step is going to be to glue Babadook to my substrate, which is just the surface that's going to hold all of the veneer together. What I want to do is I want to trim Babadook up a bit. He's a little oversized so that he fits better onto my substrate. And since I need to cut lengthwise along the grain, and a box cutter or an X-Acto might get caught in that grain and follow the line of the grain, I'm going to use something called a veneer saw. I've cut out Babadook on the bandsaw and shaped him on the sanders, and I'm ready to peel off the tape. I just really want to be careful that I don't peel the tape in the wrong direction and pull up any extra wood fibers. So I'm ready to celebrate the holidays with Baba Claus, and I'm really excited that I was able to use my experience in marquetry to create this piece. It's a very intense yet therapeutic process to create an image in wood, and I'm really happy with how he came out.